Hi guys, Squirrel here, and welcome back to another American Truckin Diaries. Yeah, episode 40 already, can you believe it? I apologise, we've not had one of these for a little while. My intended schedule now is to put one of these episodes out once a week, and I'm also going to kick off the Euro Trucking Diaries as well, which I intend to put out one a week. So that's the plan, okay? I'm not trying to bite off more than I can chew, just going to go for something hopefully achievable. One episode of this and one episode of Euro Trucking Diaries per week, plus, you know, other bits and pieces that we'll have on the channel. But that's a commitment I'm going to try and stick to. If you remember where we were last time at the end of episode 39, you may remember we went all the way down here to the southeast part of San Simon. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. San Simon. Somebody did tell me once how to pronounce this, and I can't remember. It's definitely not San Simon, I know this. I think it's San Simon. It's got a weird accent to it. I've got a bunch of places up here that we need to explore. Luckily, in the freight market, I've found this job, 27 tons of corn, which if you look at it, although it won't take us down to these two, it will take us up through Sholo. I apologise if you don't say it in this way, Sholo and Holbrook. So what I'll do is I'll take the job and I'll sat-nav route it through these two before we get to our destination. Then we can get a couple of discoverables on the way. It's paying 8,800, which is not a huge amount. If you remember, we only have your money 21,000 is what we have. If we go to the bank and have a look at the current situation, left to repay 314, so 314,000, so we're quite a bit of money left to pay. Let's have a quick look at how everybody else is doing, driver manager. Okay, so we've got Valentino. Hey, Valentino's bringing in 2,400, so he's doing pretty well. John M looks a bit happier than I am about his particular profit, 1,400 per day. And Maximilian, I'm guessing, is a bit inexperienced. He's bringing in 1,400 a day. He's currently focused on high-value cargo. He's focusing also on high-value cargo, and Valentino's focusing on fragile cargo, so that's okay. We can leave those as they are. In terms of where I'm at, if we have a look at our progress here, we're basically here. So we're not far off level 13, not far to go. I have got the Eaton Fuller 18-speed box in the Kenny, which I had from last time. However, you may have seen my SKRS video. I do have the SKRS, let me just reset track eye here. I do have the SKRS up and running. So I'm using that today. I'll be using that in all the future videos as well. Let's put the old side lights on. Now what I can't work out is the pickup in here? It might well be. Let me just quickly reverse back and see if it's in here. Because the sat-nav doesn't normally update until you get on the main road, so let me just double check. Because it might well be. Okay, let's have a look. Freight market. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Right, let's take that then. And go and hook ourselves up. I keep meaning to change my truck IR so that I can actually see past those stacks. What I need to do is alter the X-axis so that I can just lean out, just slightly peek around this exhaust stack here. It's the only downside of this Kenny. Also, it would help me here because I could lean a little bit and look at the mirrors. Let's line it up. That's not very well lined up. That's a bit better. Lovely jubbly. Okay, there we go. We have ourselves a load of corn, fresh from the fields, 27 tons of corn. Let's get it on the road. Whoa, that's pretty heavy. Flipping heck. That is some weight, blimey. Do you know what? I can't actually remember what engine I've got in this thing. I chop and change around these different profiles, not just Euro Truck, but American Truck, and I struggle to keep track of what engines I've got in what trucks. But this certainly feels heavy. Should be good fun. Oh, that Kenny loves to rev. Seems to me that Kenny seems to be happy around the 2000 RPM mark, just about here. So I change it there and get it back to about 1500. It seems to like that. So, what's new in the world? Well, American Truck, not a lot. Not a fantastic amount is going on. I think SCS are busy rescaling the map now. Making it work in a 120 scale instead of 135 scale. So, I don't know how long that's going to be. In the Euro Trucking world, I'm kind of half expecting an announcement about the Friends DLC at some point, and I would have thought that the Renault Range T will make an appearance as well, but I've not really heard anything on that. It is the summer, it is July, Gamescom is in August, which is only about 4 weeks away, blimey. Gamescom, which is the biggest gaming event in the world, I think. It's pretty big. Oh, Gamescom is just so big, it's ridiculous. I shall be there. I shall be there for a couple of days. I don't know if you guys are going or not. Definitely recommend checking out Gamescom at some point. I think the tickets are still on sale, although they're selling out pretty fast now. I'll be there on the Wednesday and Thursday. The Wednesday's a press day. Press and business day. And to be honest, like, it was my first time at Gamescom last year. I've never been to a PAX event. I'd like to go to PAX. I've heard PAX is pretty crazy. Obviously, PAX is a mixture of a lot of things. It's not just pure gaming. It's focused around, you know, it's like got a Comic-Con going on, hasn't it, in gaming, and I think maybe even board games, I'm not sure. I'd like to go to a PAX at some point. But Gamescom is just focused purely on electronic video games. And you see a lot, like everybody's there, Microsoft, Blizzard, Ubisoft, just all the big players are there. And it's huge. I mean, there's so many halls, each hall is massive. On the Wednesday, which is the press day, I'll never forget my first day at Gamescom. And it was the Wednesday and it was press day, and I couldn't believe how many people were there. But then, nothing prepared me for the next day. The next day was like the first public day, and that was a Thursday, so that was midweek. And it was unbelievable. I mean, it was massively swamped. The main corridor, I think I put pictures on my Instagram of the main corridor. It was just unbelievable. So yeah, and apparently on a weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, it gets even worse. So yeah, good luck with that. If you're going, I would recommend to try and go on the Thursday and the Friday if you can, when it'll be just slightly quieter than Saturday and Sunday. But last year, the Blizzard Hall, the Blizzard stand was just phenomenal. Like, there were some stands that really stood out. The Blizzard stand was phenomenally good, and also the Wargaming stand was just like black and red, and it looked fantastic. But yeah, everybody's there, Twitch are there, Nvidia there, just everything is there. And then there's the business lounge, which you need a special business kind of ticket to get into. Is he going to cut me up? No, thank you. The business area is nice and quiet, and I tend to retreat there when I can, when I've had enough in the main lounge. But your legs, at the end of it, oh my life, your legs are absolutely killing. It is so tiring. It's good fun though. Good fun. The weather last year as well was insanely hot, so that didn't help. It was well over 30 Celsius, which is well into the 90 Fahrenheit, and it was even hotter on the inside, I think. The various halls are air-conditioned, but in between, like the corridors, ugh. People are going outside, you know, just having a beer and stuff. So that's one thing I'm going to. At the end of August, I think, is Insomniac 58, I-58, which is up at the NEC in Birmingham in the UK. I'll be going to that as well. I'll be streaming there from the Saturday, so if you're going to Insomnia on Saturday, then you can come and see me at the Asus booth. I'll be there pretty much the whole day there at the Asus booth, if you want to come and say hi. And that's my two big events for August. After that, I don't really have anything planned. Trying to keep my events down to a minimum. I went a bit crazy on events last year. Like, for example, I'm not going to TwitchCon this year. I went to TwitchCon last year over in San Francisco, and TwitchCon this year is down in San Diego. I could have gone. I could have got tickets. I can get tickets because I'm a Twitch partner, but it's just the expense and like the 10-hour flight, and ugh, it's so incredibly tiring. It takes a massive chunk out of your schedule as well. And frankly, I just thought to myself, it was good, but it wasn't worthy enough for, you know, the amount of money. I mean, even the flights alone are like £800 there and back, and your hotel is like another $300-400 on top. You know, it racks up. You're probably looking all in. You're probably looking at about £1,500 just to go there, which is, yeah, it's a lot. You know, it's a lot of money. Actually, I think my guy might need resting soon. You know, yeah, he does actually. Let's have a look. Next rest in 2 hours 11 minutes. Okay. Okay. Speed limit's gone back up to 65. I noticed it was 25 in that town. I forgot we're in Arizona. Yeah, sure enough, my guy's yawning. I should have checked on the map. I should have done two things. I should have checked when the next rest point is, because... Okay, Ripperoonie. The next rest point is actually here, which I've got a feeling... I know this. I'm sure that's a rest area in the hills or something weird. If that's what I think it is... If that's what I think it is, that's a view down the mountainside. I need to go into Sholo, so we need to... Actually, that will probably ping it as we go through there. I think that will probably discover it. Something's here, I can't remember. I think it may be a lake or a quarry. Can't remember. As for that, maybe that will ping it. Depends if that's a highway or not. Let's reroute it and plan to do so. But I'm going to have to rest here now. It's either that or turn around back to Tucson. It doesn't seem worth it. So let's keep going. I should have planned the journey a little bit better. I think we're okay. 2 hours, hopefully, to make it down there. Let's put our foot down a little bit here. Get going. So yeah, you know, events are... Like, in the first year of me going full-time, I was like, whoa, I'm full-time, I can finally go to all these different events. Like, all the stuff that I could never previously go to because I was, you know, full-time job. And I'd have to book off holidays, and, oh, it was just a mess. I thought, yeah, I can go here, I can go there. So I was going Gamescom, TwitchCon, Insomnia, EGX, like, all the different things. Like I say, I never went to PAX, though. I thought, oh, I'll go to TwitchCon in the States, and that'll be my single trip to the States this year. And at the end of it, I kind of looked at the cost and the time that you have to take out and how it affects your schedule, affects video production, it affects scheduling of your streams, it just affects all kinds of things. And then you sort of look at what you get out of it and you think, apart from the social aspects and just having fun, like, I don't know, in theory you can make business contacts, you can at some of these places you can make business contacts, which are useful. You know, just contacts in the industry, like you can hook up with indie game developers and other game developers. We're like, oh yeah, we've got this game coming out, you know, blah blah blah. I'd like you to cover it on the channel. But a lot of these, a lot of the games that, just because of the kind of nature of my channel, when you go to a lot of these conventions, you know, simulator games and simulation is like a big thing in itself, but it's not, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big player. It's not a AAA title, you know. None of these things are ever going to be a AAA title, are they? And since they're never really going to be on consoles, apart from games like Farming Sim, which is on console, and maybe one day, you know, Euro Truck or American Truck will make it onto console, but certainly things like flight simulators and train simulators, you know, they're just not there. They're not on consoles. So your market's restricted, and then just the general fact that it's simulation, and that makes it more difficult. It attracts a certain character of person, but it doesn't attract everybody. And for that reason, you go to these sort of conventions and you speak to people, and they're like, oh yeah, what does your channel do? Oh yeah, I'm simulator games. Okay. And they'll be like, well, we've got this, like, you know, RPG game coming out, or we've got this shooter coming out, or we've got this mobile app coming out. And you're like, Yeah, but it wouldn't work on my channel, and frankly, it's not that interesting to play for me, you know? Have you got a flight sim? And generally speaking, you know, I'm kind of shooting from... I'm shooting fish in a smaller barrel by playing simulator titles. You know, if I was going there saying, oh yeah, I play first-person shooters, you know, name your shooter. I could play 10 different shooters that are there. I could be, oh yeah, I'll play Overwatch, I'll play Counter-Strike, I'll play Battlefield. You name it, I'll be there. And that's another thing, is why these particular events don't benefit me. What tends to work better for me is, like, say I'm going to somewhere like Gamescom. Gamescom will have, for example, Farming Simulator will be there, Giants will be there, so I'll go and pay them a visit. People like Aerosoft will be there, Dovetail Games will be there, so I'll go and pay these guys a visit, because they make simulators. And they do turn up at places like Gamescom, but they don't turn up at TwitchCon or PAX or EGX or any of these other things, because, well, there's no real market there for them. But Gamescom's different in that sense. Gamescom has a very big kind of businessy area. Let me just double check where I am on the map, because... okay, fine. We may get fined, I'm not sure. We're going to make it through this twisty hill. So that's the way, you know, I kind of do things. That's why I tend to focus, like learning what works for me, learning what channel, what events to go to that work for me. For example, there's another one coming up in London just before Gamescom. It's called Summer in the City. It's a big kind of YouTube event, and you know, YouTubers go there and fans go there and sponsors go there. But you look at it and I think to myself, is that going to work for me? And yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. Let's put my main lights on just in case I get some kind of fine. So yeah, this year I'm kind of much more choosy about what I do and where I spend my time. Right, there's a rest point. I think it's after this hairpin here. I know I'm getting tired. Passing me out is not really going to help, is it? I might go off the edge. Here we go. I should make it fine. Look at that view. Oh, that is so wonderful. Look at that. It's gorgeous. I'd be happy to pull up and sleep here. Okay, where's the actual entrance? So there's a few people here already. Some trailers. It's a bit overgrown. We'll pull up over here. Pull out the way of that lot. Don't want to block that guy in, because I'm nice like that. Look at that view. Just listen to that. Man, that'd be so cool to sleep in the desert in your truck. Right, let's rest up. 6:55 AM. You know, I suspect if you slept in a desert like this, the sun would wake you up in the morning. It'd get pretty cold at night, imagine. You have to put a heater on or something. I should really repair my truck, shouldn't I? I should definitely repair my truck. Okay, we're up to 25 grand, so obviously one of our drivers pulled in a little bit of money, but I suspect the loan payment will go out real soon. Not the best place to pull out of that, is it? On a bend. Did I hit that sign? I think I might have clipped that sign. Oh, look at that little cactus, it's so cute. What? Dude. Oh, God. Why did I just go on the left-hand side of the road? My brain just went, oh, I'm in Euro truck. I was about to accuse that guy of being on the wrong side of the road. Wow. I was too busy looking at the cactus and my brain thought I was in Euro truck for a minute. That's insane. What? Did I hit that guy? This is not going so well. Sleeping in the desert makes you very, very weird and sleepy and makes mistakes. This is the area where I thought maybe it was a view down to a city, but it's not. I was thinking of somewhere else. But it is quite a view of the canyons. The dust everywhere. Yeah, that may have damaged the trailer, blimey. 1% damage. Oh, 9% on the truck. I think most of that was already done, but I've definitely taken a bit of trailer damage. They're going to penalise me for that. Was this a fragile? No, it's corn, wasn't it? That's fine. It's not fragile cargo. If this was glass or something, the penalties are much higher when it's fragile. Which, you know, is fair enough, to be honest. I was having a look on the American Truck Simulator website for mods, and I don't know, things have kind of quietened down a little bit. Like, particularly in the trailer side of things and the truck side of things, well, motorbikes there. There's not a lot of stuff being produced that's new. The main focus seems to be a map extension at the moment. That's like the coast-to-coast map, which seems to be, quite honestly, making a very valiant attempt at mapping North America, like the United States, and even up into Canada. So the map editors are busy, you know, doing that. I haven't checked it out, so I don't know what the quality is like, but I have heard that they've managed to get to the East Coast now, and they're busy fleshing out all the cities in between. But it's something I've yet to take a look at. But yeah, and just in terms of you know, truck and trailer mods and things like this, I have to admit the Euro truck market is a lot busier than the American truck market, and I don't really understand why. I thought this game would be pretty big in the American market, and as a result I thought there'd be a lot of authors up, you know, in the States who would be quite busy developing trailers and things. But Jazzycat, I mean, I've got the Jazzycat trailer pack and AI vehicle pack installed. I've also got Tana's AI vehicle pack, so you should see a nice variety of AI vehicles. But there's nobody, like, I've not seen anybody, what I would say is the equivalent to Jazzycat for American Truck Sim. Blimey. Those brakes didn't want to stop. Yowzers. You know, Jazzycat in the European truck world is, for years, has just been building hundreds and hundreds of trailers and lots of different packs. But in the American truck market, not really seen anybody do that. Sure, there are trailer packs, but there's nothing substantial. I could have probably gone through there, to be honest, but the problem is if I go over that line and get a ticket with that cop car sat there, it would be, what is it, $1,400 or something? Something completely insane. That's what it used to be. So yeah, as a result, you know, there's nothing like, for example, the railway cargo pack in the Eurotruck world. You know, these kind of packs of trailers that just give you like military cargo pack, and even like a farming equipment pack would be nice. Let's watch my speed here. But it's not happening, and I can't explain why. Oh, this 25 miles per hour kills me. Still, these guys must love it. Like, if you put your used car showroom right on a 25 miles per hour road, that gives people ample opportunity to look at your cars as they drive past really slowly. I'd love to know if the speed limit applies to bicycles. I really would. Are we coming up on our new city? I need to check the map again to make sure we get the discovery. Yeah, we have. We've got it. Sholo. That's fine. I also need to think about getting in the left lane. Not the AI is going to let me in. There we go. Because we've got a left turn coming up here. It's a beautiful day in Arizona. Question, does it actually rain in Arizona? seriously, how often does it rain in Arizona? Some people in my chat in my stream were telling me about the temperatures in Arizona. Some people live in Arizona and they're saying that, you know, it's often 40, 50 Celsius. Now, that's, you know, that's just disgustingly hot, that is. I mean, okay, I understand that it's dry, it's a dry heat, but anything over 30 for me, and that's just a world of no. 40 is a world of absolute no, and 50, I don't even know what 50 is like. The hottest I've ever experienced was about 42 Celsius in Mallorca during a heat wave. 50, I have no concept of 50. But I imagine with those kind of temperatures, people don't really go outside. They just go from their house to the car to the air-conditioned shop and back again. Just like, nope, I'm not going out there. Oh, come on. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. I was well clear of that line. Well, that's coming out the profit margin, isn't it, eh? What a scumbag. Okay, we have one more city to discover. So I was going to look at the money situation. Let's press F5. My fuel is pretty low. I need to get some fuel. 25 grand. Okay, well the money's on the up. It's 10 AM. I think the bank... When does the bank loan go out? Is it 10 or 12? Try to work out if the bank loan's already gone out for today. But yeah, I've had a crash vehicle offence, a red light offence, and whatever damage penalty. So that's coming out the 8,800 profit. That's not a great run. Okay, Holbrook. 35 miles per hour. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Last thing I want right now is another ticket. And down to 25. No way, that train just started to blip its lights as I got there. I only just made it through there. That could have been pretty disastrous. Hey, you know what? I'm going to get in this lane because there's a fuel station down here. And I'm going to refuel. I like Arizona, but... Oh man, it costs so much money to drive through here. Like all the time getting these tickets. And yes, I know I can turn them off, but I don't want to. I guess I just need to drive more carefully. Watching my speed. Okay, left turn into the fuel station. I'll probably loop back. I'll probably ignore that little dog leg there because inevitably I have to loop back into the station, so I'll just come back out and turn left and go carry on down this road. Look at that, racks ribs. There it is. I'm going to go to the other side and turn around. Just give myself a bit of a wide berth. This is quite a long trailer as it happens. To make sure I don't cut this up to... Oh, this is a long trailer, good grief. This could end up pretty bad. No, that's good. We nailed it. Okay, let's fill her up. $2 per gallon. Blimey. What's that, about £1? Actually, with the market prices these days, that's a lot more than it used to be. Still nothing compared to what we pay in the UK, though. Right, let's clear that waypoint. Clear. DHL. Right, so what's the rules of the road here then, I wonder? He's waiting for them, I'm waiting for him. He's going to wait all day long. So I'm going to be a bit brassy and just... Oh my god, that guy just cut right in front of my truck. There we go. Oh, don't, no, that would be dumb, wouldn't it? That would be so dumb. Driving into a fellow truck. I mean, I know you hate me right now, but let's not damage things, okay? He needs to go to anger management classes. 555 storage. So I don't know, maybe when I've explored all of these 3 states in Trucking Diaries, you know, I don't know what the release schedule is for the rescaling of the map, but actually that's a good point thinking about it. I was about to say, if I run out of places to drive, then what I'll have to do is install the Coast to Coast mod. And then it just dawned on me. When they rescale the map from the 135 down to 120 scale, they're going to have to, the mod authors of the Coast to Coast are going to have to rescale their entire map as well, and that is going to be a lot of work for them. So even when they finally release the rescaling SCS of the main map, it's going to be quite a while before Coast to Coast is operational again, I think. That's a lot of effort. So I was wondering, I don't know, should I install Coast to Coast or not? That's a bit of a risk, actually. I guess I'll have to, because if I don't, I'm going to be stuck driving around 3 states with my trailers. I already installed a mod that took us up to Canada in the previous few episodes, so I managed to get rid of that successfully, but there's always a risk when you bring a mod in that you can't take it out, you know? It's not so bad these days, I've not had it for a good while. But back in the day on Eurotruck, blimey, there were some mods that if you installed, that was it. You could never uninstall them. And then SCS did a bunch of work. I don't know what they did, but they did a bunch of work under the hood so that, you know, the worst case scenario when you take the mod back out is it just resets you back to your default garage and stuff. Which was a godsend, to be honest, because it was pretty bad. Like, if that mod author didn't update it, you couldn't even start the game and, you know, disable the mod. It would just hook itself into your profile, and that was it. It was just rip profile. Okay, looks like we're almost here. I reckon we'll get like 8,800, and then out of that will come 1% damage, so I'm thinking maybe $500, so maybe 8,300. What's that? Doesn't tell me. Oh, that was the loan. 8,300, let's say, and then I lost 1,400, so that's 6,900, and then I lost I don't know how much I got fined for that traffic incident. I don't know, maybe I've made 6,000-ish profit. Well, it's okay, I guess. You know, with the fuel and everything thrown in. I'll take it. It'll prop the bank balance up a little bit. I do wish that those 2 drivers would start pulling the weight a bit more, though. I can't understand why I've got a star driver and 2 layabouts. Trouble is, once you've had them for a while and they've scaled up, like, as an investment, you can't really get rid of them anymore. Because it's going to take you a lot of hours to train those drivers back up. It's pretty bad. Just as well, to be honest, they don't try and make a move and leave. Or ask for pay rises and stuff. Hey boss, I want a pay rise. Really? Yeah, if you don't, I'm leaving. Great. Oh, I know this reverse. I know this reverse. Luckily, there's nothing in the opposite edge there, so what I can probably do is, if I get the trailer over this way a little bit. Normally there's something here which stops you from doing this, but not today. However, definitely running blind this way. There it is. I'll try and do it without bringing up the pop-up mirrors. Frankly, it ain't easy. There we go. Once you've got visibility down this near side, it's a lot easier. Alrighty. Parking brake is set. Let's release the trailer. Find out the damage. Good work. Not excellent, is it? Yep, there you go, about $500. I wasn't far off. 32 XP, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's like 10%, isn't it? Chunked us on towards 13. I think maybe the next job we might get level 13 by the look of it. That's put us back onto 27 grand. Let's have a quick look at the driver manager, not that one. 1,200. See, he's getting worse. What is he up to? Office supplies. 300 miles. Yeah, you see, the problem is he's only taking boring stuff. What about this guy? Fruits. Yeah, looks. So that's where you get trailers that have been deleted. Valentino. Oh my god. Valentino's gone downhill. Look at this. Pressure tank, empty pallets, colours, $500. Why is he taking 188 mile jobs when he's got like... Look at this. He's got like massive jobs here. He can go... Three stars. He can go, what, 1,000 miles? Something like that? And he's taking poxy little jobs. What's wrong with him? I don't know. You see, it's annoying really because it's something that you don't have any control over whatsoever. Like, you just can't control what these guys do. Like, it's possible that if he just slept for a night, he could take a job the next day that was worth another 50% because it's a special kind of job that he can do. Anyway, that being said, we've done another delivery. We've got a bit more money in the bank. We'll have to keep grinding away. Look at the reflection of that. What's all those... Is that the bushes? What's all those weird lights? What the heck is that? Oh well. That's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode of Trucking Diaries. Take care until the next one. Happy trucking.